wanted to show everybody something that helps me when I'm feeling anxious. And it's actually something I enjoyed as a little girl. And it still brings me a lot of calming effects when I actually sit down and color. So this is a book that I bought probably about 2-3 years ago. It's called the Mandalas and More Coloring Book Treasury. And the reason why I liked this one is the moment I opened it, it had beautiful, beautiful photos. You know, kind of gives you an idea of, how to color the photos, the blank pages. And I like the vibrancy of these. And I think this was the first one that I ever colored, which was Dream Big. But the thing I like about this book is that it actually has, quotes. And on my Facebook page, pages, I should say, I tried to create an environment that is positive, filled with a lot of love and light. So when I found this book, I said, "Oh, that says Sonia all over it." So when I first opened it, the picture was, dream bag with, pretty flowers and so forth. But the quote was, "Just when the caterpillar thought its world was over, it became a butterfly." As an unknown author, but it just goes throughout the book. Some of them, they just kind of make you think. I find a really good one. This one's pretty cool. It says, "Today is a wonderful day for you to create a good yesterday for tomorrow. Author unknown." It's beautiful. "If one really loves nature, one can find beauty everywhere." That was said by Vincent van Gogh. This one really stuck out with me. It says hope. Very pretty picture. Not sure if I'm going to color that one tonight. But it says, "In joy or sadness, flowers are our constant friends." Kazuzo Akura, if I'm saying that correctly. Beautiful. Hope is a very powerful word. This one's beautiful too. It says, "Like wildflowers, you must allow yourself to grow in all the places people thought you never would." Author unknown. That one's beautiful. The incomparable Muhammad Ali. "Don't count the days, make the days count." This one's pretty too. "There are some things you learn best in calm and some in storm." That was said by Willa Cather. And there's a lot of things that you can do in a book like this. And I like that, on the pages where the quotes are, it leaves a lot of space. If you want to make like your own notations, or you feel like, it touched on your spirit, that you actually, could write something to add to that. Sometimes, like if I don't know the person, which is a good majority of some of this book, of the authors of the quotes, I'll look them up, So there's a lot of things that you can do with a book like this. So, it's not just the coloring, that helps to ground me, but, it's a fun activity, My brother would probably say I'm showing my nerd side, but I love to learn. I love to learn new things. When I learn new things, I'm learning about myself, I'm learning about others. So it's pretty cool. So a lot of things you can do with this book. One of my favorite quotes, Dr. Seuss, "Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind." Love Dr. Seuss. Love Dr. Seuss. Be present for your present kind of popped out at me as I was reading this quote. It says, "Embrace this moment, let go of once was, and know that more beauty is ahead." Katrina Mayer said that. Not all those who wander are lost. J.R.R. Tolkien, if I'm saying that correctly. This one's very profound to me, It says, "You have escaped the cage. Your wings are stretched out, now fly." Rumi said that. And it's so true. I did escape the cage. Got my wings stretched out. I'm kind of stuck there, so I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. Love the life you live. Live the life you love. Bob Marley. Beautiful man. What's that? Nature gives to every time and season some beauties of its own. Charles Dickens. This one's really pretty. This, the purpose of this is, basically to ground yourself. For me, if I'm feeling overly anxious, afraid, if I've been overcome with panic attacks, a picture like this, and I just grabbed my markers. I just bought these the other day. They're pretty cool. A little expensive, but, lots of colors. Don't mind my orange fingers. With COVID and everything, the nail salons being shut down, I cook a lot of my food with turmeric, so it stains my nails. And no matter how much I scrub, it does not come off. But it's all good. I'm healthy. My boys and I are healthy, but I use these markers. I just bought them, and, I lose myself within the intricacies, of the flowers. And if I'm working on it for a long time, if I'm just really in it, I know it probably sounds crazy, but sometimes I can actually smell the flower, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so it's a lot of things you can do. Am I showing my weirdo-ness? Life is beautiful. Yes, it is. This one's pretty. You can't do anything about the length of your life, but you can do something about its width and depth. Evan Asar said that. It's beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Friends are flowers in the garden of life. Lots of fun. It's like I said, the other day I was in Target with my boys, and it was great to be out of the house. It's just weird world that we live in now where, we're wearing masks and gloves and we're, social distancing the best that we can in the stores. And I thought to myself, there's something that I haven't done for a very long time, and it was, adult coloring. And I had said to, my boys, I said, Mommy's going to go look in the marker aisle and so forth, and, just, stick with one another. So I went down to the aisle, and, it was just so beautiful seeing all those colors, and it grounded me just being in that aisle and seeing the vibrant colors and so forth, and the different tools that I could buy. A lot of people sometimes, color with crayon or colored pencils, or just shade with a pencil, or they use pens, or some of them actually paint, if some people paint. But for me, I like the marker. It doesn't leak through, the paper, which is really cool. Depending on the style of book that you actually purchase. This is pretty, this is thicker than most of the books, the adult coloring books that I have. But, it holds the color, it makes it pop, and it's another way, that it attracts my visual, and it's pretty cool. So I like the markers because they're a little bit more vibrant for me. I like the feel of the pen, the marker itself, and, it glides easier. I'm not sure if these ones are refillable. I think they might be. There's 36 in the pack. It says double-ended fire tip pens. So these are actually pens, but when I opened it up the other day, I was like, oh, of course I would choose purple first, right? It has two different styles at the end, so this one has a little bit more of a pointy tip. If you guys can see that, yeah. It actually smells like candy, like grape. So another childhood thing. And then this is more, oh God, I have to be one of these makeup artists, which I'm not. This is more of like a marker kind of thing, so it's like for larger surfaces. But, it's pretty cool. So, so I'll be honest, our mental health has been challenging, to say the least. Since we've been in, quarantine, I think since like March, the world is very different. Outside world as well as inside, the internal world. And, I've really had to pull myself through some really rough spots over the last few weeks. And I had to dig deep down and, just figure out the things that make me feel good, that bring me calm, that bring me peace. And, I was looking at my bookshelf, and I have so many books, but I couldn't focus. I couldn't stop my mind from wandering and basically being a bully to me. And I said, you know what, I think, I used to like coloring, so I said, all my markers were because I was coloring a lot a few years ago. So that's why I bought the new ones. But, yeah, so I just kind of had to check myself. We have to do that once in a while, I feel as though the anxiety that I've lived with all these years, and panic and so forth and blah, 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 I think that it goes into periods of remission. And then when things like these happen in our lives, triggers and so forth, I think it just kind of comes out. It's like, oh, we can come out and play now. And no, you can't, but it does. So, I really had to dig deep into, the resources that worked for me in the past, to help center me, to help ground me, and like I said, the adult coloring was a huge help then, and I'm pretty sure it'll help me again now, because I remember when I was a little girl, and, my childhood was very unusual. It was not the typical childhood, but anyway, that's another story. I used to get so excited when my mom or my Nana would, around school time, we'd get new school supplies. I was so excited to get new school supplies, like the Tropikipa, the glue sticks, the pens, the pencils, and so forth. and we'd get the new 64 pack of Crayola crayons, and I was so excited because, you know, to get that was like, I would open up the box, and I just loved the smell of the crayons. And to have the sharpener in the back, it was like, oh, you know, I felt like I was rich. And I had hours and hours of fun with my crayons and my notebooks and my coloring books. You know, color has always been, you know, something that makes me feel good. I'm a very colorful person. I always pick like the weirdest color combinations. But that's okay, you know. My rainbow's different from most, which is cool, you know, for all of us to be unique. But yeah, so, you know, that was probably one of very few childhood good memories that I have, was, you know, getting those brand new Crayola crayons. You know, when I see them sometimes, you know, stocked up for school time for my boys, I kind of like, you know, remember that little girl, that she lives inside of me, and, you know, how excited she used to get when she used to see those. So it's pretty cool. So this is my way of honoring that little girl that I know still lives within me, and we sit down and we color. You know, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So yeah. So I think what I'll do is probably pick a time starting tomorrow and just find a spot to start coloring it. I think my little boy actually colored this one. He did pretty good. This was actually a couple of years ago, so he did pretty good. And his quote next to his picture was, "My heart is a flower that blooms every hour. I believe in the power of love. Amos Lee." This is my little boy. Colored this one, and as you can see, he used crayon. It says the best is yet to come. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pick a time every day and sit down and ground myself. Be quiet time for me. And also to honor that little girl in me that wants to come out and play sometimes, and just, you know, enjoy the moment, be present for my present, you know, get myself back on track, get myself focused. I really haven't been on doing videos, as you can tell. I think the last video that I did was like 3 months ago. But a lot has happened, and you know, life happens. But I'd like to create more content, more videos, you know, because a lot of the ASMR artists that are on YouTube have really helped me out with my own struggles as far as like going to sleep. I mean, I think it's like, oh my God, I think it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was saying goodbye, you know, good nights to my friends like 3 hours ago, and here I am making a video because I just can't get my mind to shut down. And it's difficult for me at times to go to sleep. You know, even when I shut down my phone, I shut down all devices. You know, the quiet, the extra quietness that's going on outside, because we've been quarantined. I'm on heightened alert. You know, it's, you know, I'm special. So yeah, you know, just a huge shout out to all the ASMR artists out there that have been creating a lot of content. Kudos to you, and thank you so much, because a lot of you have helped me to, you know, bring myself back to my own peace. Some of you have knocked my ass out. I have fallen asleep within like 10-15 minutes of listening to some of you, which I think is awesome. But yeah, so there'll be more content coming, you know, in the future. But, you know, I felt like it was time that I come on and say, you know, hi to everybody, and just show you my book, and just what I'm going to be doing. So this is called the Mandalas and More Coloring Book Treasury. It says Beautiful Designs for Relaxation and Focus by Valentina Harper. So as I said, it looks like this. So you can screenshot it and Look it up if you want to buy it for yourself. But like I said, it's really cool because, there's a quote and then there's the photo on the other side of the page. But, it's an area for you. Like I said, you could color, you could make notes, whatever you want to do. It's just, there's so much possibility to this. So, but, yes, I will see you guys in the future very soon. Much love and light to everybody. And remember, be present for your present, because that's what matters. Be safe and be well.